Well, it's a beautiful afternoon here in Fujairah. We are just a few minutes away from the start of the finals. We've got the women's final up first, 9 laps to determine the winner of the World Games qualifying race here in Fujairah in the United Arab Emirates. And then at 1:15, the men's final 10-lap race will get underway. And we are expecting some serious battles through these final couple of races here to round off a fantastic few days of action out here as all of these wonderful riders throw everything they've got at qualifying for the 2025 World Games in Chengdu. It's all about getting into those positions. Those riders in the top 12, well, they've done the first bit of the job, but of course just 2 per nation going, and that is why these finals are going to be so intriguing. Who is going to be getting those spots as we progress towards the start of the women's final? The riders not quite in the water yet, just a few minutes until they will get themselves out there and ready to battle it out over the 9-lap race. Thank you so much for your company here over the past couple of days. Here is our start list for this women's final. Ilishka Madishkova has been exceptional. She is in position 1. And it's that real battle for the second Czech spot, isn't it, between Aneta Shlukalova and Mariana Navarova. Gao Jiayin has been impressive here at this World Games qualifier. China has guaranteed spots as the host nation. As we've been saying, they get 3 guaranteed spots in the singles event, with Aneta Shlukalova and Mariana Navarova battling it out for that second Czech spot. Sara Zubarova starting in 5th place. She has been impressive as well. Ejin Lee starting 6th. Emma Struglova from Slovakia 7th. Miki Tori 8th. Linda Lukscheider 9th. Chai Jin starting in 10th. Mignon Lee 11th. And Arantxa Flores, the last athlete in to the finals, starting in 12th place. So with 9 laps to come, gives you that little bit more room, if you like, to think about when you're going to take the long laps. Expect to see riders all over the course. Do you still go for the long lap early? Do you let the race play out a little bit with those 2 extra laps? Compared to this morning, it's 4 extra laps for the men. Right here in the Gulf of Oman, from the beach, looking out to the water, we're looking due east here, and we're in the 7th largest city in the United Arab Emirates, Fujairah. The population just over around about 120,000 or so in the foothills of the Hajar Mountains. Beautiful mountains all behind us, sort of separating us and the Emirate of Dubai. A lot of wonderful tourist sites around in this part of the world. The Fujairah fort dating back to the 16th century. Probably the oldest fort in the United Arab Emirates. There's also the Sheikh Zayed Mosque, the 2nd largest in the UAE as well. The only Emirati capital city here on the east coast of the United Arab Emirates. It's an industrial and commercial hub situated here in the Gulf of Oman, the Indian Ocean. Got to say a huge thank you to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamad Al Sharqi, Fujairah Crown Prince, for his patronage, and of course to the Fujairah International Marine Club, our hosts. The club established in 1999 to encourage water sports amongst the locals and residents of the Emirate of Fujairah and the wider United Arab Emirates. Fujairah International Marine Club offering an extensive range of aquatic activities for the whole family to enjoy. Well, we can see our riders heading down to the water for this 9-lap final. It's all about the World Games, isn't it? 7th to the 17th of August, Chengdu, China 2025, the 12th edition of the World Games. First edition of the World Games held in Santa Clara, USA, 1981. Last time out just 3 years ago in Birmingham, Alabama in 2022. Normally every 4 years, but due to COVID and Tokyo Olympics being pushed back a year into 2021, the World Games was pushed back by a year as well. So back on schedule after 2025, and then the next World Games will be 2029, being well. It'll be the 3rd edition of the World Games to be held in Asia, the first in China. City of Chengdu also hosting the 2021 Summer World University Games, and many of the venues will be used again for the World Games. 34 sports, 60 disciplines, 253 medal events as powerboating and MotoSurf makes its debut at the World Games, which is an international multi-sport event comprising of sports and sporting disciplines that aren't contested on the Olympic program. It's often the staging ground, the stepping stone for athletes to build, for athletes and sports to build towards the Olympic Games. Sports like sport climbing being one that has jumped from the World Games to the Olympic program. Engine Lee just in the water, hopefully no issues there for her. Alexa Flores coming through in 12th place, getting into the final. See if Engine Lee can get herself up and moving. The number 8 on her shorts, Miki Tori from Japan, again has put together a solid series of races, and by virtue of being the only Japanese rider into the finals, spot confirmed at the World Games. And the same goes for the two Slovakians as well, Sara Zubarova and Emma Struklova. They're in the top 12, they're in the final, they have those two spots. Gao Jiayin and Chai Jin, the two Chinese athletes in pole position, and you would think, well, in the prime position, 2nd and 10th for those spots for China, the host nation spots as well. And Arantxa Flores from Mexico confirming her spot as well. But the battle really between Strukalova and Navarova for the World Games spot, because Marichkova's already got hers confirmed. And that is Engine Lee still in a spot of bother. She was due to start in 6th place. There's two Koreans through, so unfortunately for her, not looking good at the moment. Engine Lee with a problem, wanting to get back to the paddock and to try and see if she can get that board fixed very quickly, but running out of time here. She might get a tow back to the paddock if she can, but Marichkova is going to lead them off here on this race. So huge shame here for Engine Lee. After a really solid series of races in the heat, she's just going to hop onto that board and get towed back to the paddock area. But I'm not sure there's going to be enough time, because Eliška Marichkova has her hand in the air. And we are getting ready to go. The wind, as it usually does, picking up a little bit in the afternoon. A little bit of chop out there on the water. They're going to lap around again here. Mariana Navarova with the number 4 on her shorts. Sara Zubarova to her left. So Engine Lee was heading back to shore. Marichkova just losing her balance, and they're going to loop back around whilst Engine Lee is still working on her board back in the paddock. So riders taking their time here. They're just getting that board back onto the stand and try and do a little bit of work quickly. But can she get back out quickly? Doesn't look too promising, but she's... you can see where Matejkova is there. We're looking back across to the paddock area, those tents on the left-hand side of your screen. One of our crew in there getting all of the close-up pictures. You'll be able to see that in the highlights show that will be produced from this World Games qualifier. Pretty serious issue with the board here for Engine Lee, but we haven't got the race started yet, so still a chance. Just trying to make some tweaks, but I think she is running out of time here. So Lucas Zahorsky's in there, just trying to help her out. It really is a wonderful community. The MotoSurf community. Everyone's fighting for their own spots here, but at the end of the day, these athletes know each other well. Race together. They're going to try and get Engine Lee back out there as quick as possible. So well done. It was a team effort there. And Engine Lee might have just took the board in the face there. But let's hope she's okay. She's going to try and get across to the start as quick as possible. Well, the adrenaline that will be pumping here. Let's see, yeah, she did take the board in the side of the face, didn't she? I hope she's okay. That's why you wear a helmet, folks. That and falling into the water at high speed, which could be very painful. So Engine Lee blasting across to try and get into position, and they want to get this race underway as quick as possible here. So Engine Lee will be starting in 6th place, and let's hope she has no more issues with the board and the machinery all ready to do its job over the next few minutes. Matejkova gets her hand in the air, so we are going to try and get them underway this time. So run through the start list for you again. Eliška Matejkova in 1, and Gaujai in 2. Aneta Slukalova 3, Mariana Navarova 4, Sara Zubarova 5, Engine Lee 6th, Emma Strukalova 7, Miki Tori 8, Linda Lukscheider 9, Chai Jin 10, Mignon Lee 11, and Arantxa Flores in 12th. 9-lap race, 2 long laps to take, and they get lined up ready to go for the final last race here in Fujairah for the women. So our top 12 riders from the heats. Matejkova corralling everyone into position. Engine Lee there with the number 6 on her shorts in the middle of your screen. So are we going to get away this time and get this final underway? A few minutes behind schedule. Everyone waiting. No, not this time. So we'll try again, get everyone into position for this final, and hopefully get underway at the second time of asking. Matejkova winning her heat earlier in the day. So Gao Jiayin has been impressive over the weekend. So we get the final underway. Matejkova leading. She's at the front, just keeping an eye on where Gao Jiayin is after the start into turn number 1. And Matejkova is in a strong position here with Gao Jiayin in second place. Gao Jiayin heading over to the split on the right-hand side with Matejkova taking the rider's left split. And does give Gao Jiayin a slightly easier exit, but Matejkova does have the advantage. And the Czech rider has very tight for third place coming through that final turn. It is Mariana Navarova who gets up into third place. Absolutely key. Sara Zubarova still in the top 6, but Matejkova delivering out of the start. No problems for her. The Czech athlete comfortably in top spot on this 9-lap race here at the World Games qualifier. So Matejkova, Gao Jiayin, Mariana Navarova, Aneta Stlukalova, the top 4. It's that battle really between Navarova and Stlukalova that really got to focus in on, because they are fighting for those spots. That remaining Czech spot at the World Games, with Matejkova already confirmed as being the world champion for 2024. Gao Jiayin has already gone for the long lap. Matejkova with her hand in the air. She's going to get the long lap out of the way early on that lap 3 of this 9-lap race. So chance for Navarova to try and put a little bit of distance on Stlukalova. I should say, to apologise for getting one or two of these names wrong. I've been trying, but... So Gao Jiayin there with that number 2 on her shorts, taking the long lap early, and Eliška Matejkova getting out in front of her after the long lap, and Matejkova, who went for it on a lap, one of the earlier laps, and it is a Czech rider that will come through again in top spot. There she is. That's a wonderful riding style, just really leaning that whole board over on the heel edge. Getting a really good grip in the water, able to get that power delivery through, accelerate the board from turn to turn. So Matejkova on the 3rd lap of the race. Emma Stlukalova was in 4th place. She's got the number 7 on her shorts, and focusing on where Navarova is. To the 4th lap of the race. Jiayin from China still to go for the long lap, but it's Matejkova ahead of Mariana Navarova in the provisional lead of the race. There is the world champion, the number 1, still just keeping an eye on where everybody else is. Jiayin is going to have to think about a long lap pretty soon. She is in position 1 at the moment on her 5th lap of the race, but needs to go for a long lap. Let's see, does she put her hand up in the air? Looks behind her. She is surely going to settle in for a long lap, or maybe she's going to save them to right to the end of the race, the last couple of laps. But Chai Jin with that A on her shorts, starting down in 11th. Mariškova with one long lap out of the way already, leading Mariana Navarova, Emma Striklova behind her. Yeah, Linda Luxscheider 36 seconds back, but it tells you that there's still some work to do with the long laps on lap 5 of the race. So Chai Jin has been out in front for a while, but needs to start getting those long laps in. Eliška Mariškova still the provisional lead of the race. Mariškova onto her 6th lap of this 9-lap race. Let's see, does she go for the long lap? No, she's looking over the shoulder. So Eliška Mariškova on that lap at number 6 of the race. See those black buoys that mark out the long laps. Chai Jin did put her hand in the air. She needs to go for one now, and that is exactly what she is doing. She's been taking advantage of some relatively clear water at the front of the race, but by my quick calculation, she's still got 2 long laps to come. Of course, you can save them up in this slightly longer race, but Chai Jin on lap 7. Chai Jin still on the long lap, still looking out for Mariškova and Navarova, because when they crossed the line last time, the last time check we had between them, 2.43 was the gap. So Mariškova has her 2 long laps completed, we believe. Don't have the information on that, and don't always see every single athlete when they go in for the long lap, but Mariškova on lap 7 of 9 in this race, and Chai Jin has done at least 1 long lap now. It's the checks. Mariškova, Navarova and Striklova not too far apart in terms of time. On to lap number 8 now for Chai Jin. So the Chinese rider on the penultimate lap of the race. I think she's going to go in for another long lap. She does. She's been in front for a while, but had saved the long laps for the end of the race. And that will put Mariškova back into top spot of the race. And Mariškova, Navarova, Striklova all onto their 8th lap. As Chai Jin will have been hoping that this tactic has worked out well, but Mariškova will take over as the race leader as well. Enjun Lee sitting down in 7th place at the moment, but we're expecting Chai Jin to drop quite a few places as we hit the white flag lap, the final lap of the race, and Mariškova exiting the split section. She'll take the white flag as she comes through here with that 1 turn to negotiate, and then it will be the white flag lap now for Eliška Mariškova. So 1 lap to go. She's got Mariana Navarova for company, not a lot between them. And Navarova with a bit of distance on Striklova, who is in 3rd place in this race. So the top 3 checks not too far apart. So Mariškova, Navarova, Slukalova, the 1, 2, 3. 3.14 seconds separating them. Sara Zubarova on course for a spot at the World Games in 4th place, as is Emma Struklova, also from Slovakia. And Jun Lee down in 6th place after a difficult start to the race with problems with the board. As the world champion, Eliška Mariškova, beg your pardon, that is going to come through here. Just negotiate these final few turns out of the split section. She has dominated the final, and with 1 turn to go, Eliška Mariškova wins the World Games qualifier. A fantastic performance from the Czech athlete, and she leads the rest of the field through. Mariana Navarova coming through in 2nd place. Aneta Slukalova in 3rd. So Navarova getting that 2nd Czech spot, but it is all about Eliška Mariškova. Takes the World Games qualifier race. A little wave to those back on the paddock. Fantastic performance throughout the weekend from Mariškova. And Mariana Navarova winning that mini battle ahead of Aneta Slukalova. The Czechs dominate positions 1, 2, 3. Then the Slovaks, Zubarova and Struklova, 4th and 5th. Chai-Jin, who started way down in 10th place, was able to finish in 6th. So that tactic of staying out in front for quite a while has worked for the Chinese athlete. And Jun Lee in 7th, but World Games spot confirmed for Jun Lee. Luke Scheider in 8th, Lee Mignon in 9th. Disappointment though for Gao Jiayin, started 2nd, and it just didn't go to plan for Gao Jiayin in the final. It's been her worst race of the weekend. She was certainly one of the favourites to get on the podium, but still fantastic performance overall. But she'll be disappointed with that 10th place finish. Arantxa Flores in 11th for Mexico, Miki Tori in 12th for Japan. So 1, 2, 3 for Czechia, and Zubarova and Struklova 4th and 5th for Slovakia. You could see the celebrations there in the water from Mariana Navarova, and I think a little consolation hug for Aneta Slukalova, finishing in 3rd place. One of the top athletes in the world in this sport, but just 2 spots per nation means it's very, very tough for the country that really dominates MotoSurf. Now that is sometimes just the way it goes with these major events. But a lot of athletes will be thinking, okay, job done, qualified for the World Games. That is what this weekend is all about. Yes, the top 3 places are nice, but it's all about securing your spot at the World Games in August. And very difficult for the riders when it comes down to one qualifier. Often when it comes to Olympic Games in a lot of sports, it is the course of a season, and you build up points, however the respective sport works, and plenty of opportunities to ensure that you can get your spot at an Olympic Games. But for the World Games, where the international federations select the athletes rather than national Olympic committees, which is the case for the Olympic Games, it all comes down to this one-off race. And that puts a lot of pressure on the athletes. They've all handled it exceptionally well. So men are just getting ready. They were due off at 1:15, but the women's race took a little bit longer after the challenges that Engine Lee actually had at the start, and rightly giving her a little bit of time to get that board fixed. Oh, Hassan Bobas delighted to be in the final, of course, after that great last race, picked up second place. So in the heats, in heat number 4, so Bobas, he really celebrated it as well. Can he finish the race strongly? Lucas Zahorsky with the number 1 knows he is in a battle, much like in the women's race. We've got a host of Czech athletes all battling for the 2 spots. Zahorsky, Lukscheider, Novotny are all going to be battling it out, and Marek Skamla, who's had a really good qualifying, a series of heats starting in 3rd place, but it is Zahorsky with that pole position spot ahead of Lukscheider. Lukscheider's been good at getting the timing right on the long laps, and tactically it has all worked very well for Alex Lukscheider. Marek Skamla starting 3, Matthias Novotny 4, Jin Shulin 5, Kim Min-song starting 6, Zhu Linqing 8th, Damien Kadlec 8th, Kim down 9th, Mark Andrews getting through to the final in 10, Hassan Bobas 11, Zhang Maizhu in 12th. So aside from the Czechs, there's a real battle amongst the Chinese athletes as well. Yes, they've got the guaranteed spots, but who is going to take them? Be interesting to watch what Kim Min-song does here in this final, because we're used to seeing him in such a good starting position in stock races on the World Championship Series, but starting down in position 6. So these men making their way out onto the water for their 10-lap race, and 4 extra laps compared to what they've been doing in the heats. Again, that's the stock rules. So see Kim Min-song there. He's got the number 1 on his shirt, but number 6 on his shorts. Mark Andrews with some strong performances in the heats as well. Can he find his way through the field? This 10-lap race just gives a few more opportunities for the riders as they can really think about how to play the tactics. Here we've seen it in the women's final. Maybe just going for the long lap early. Zhang Maozhu starting 12th. He can watch it all play out in front of him. Chinese rider. Well, Marek Skamla from Slovakia, going to spoil the Czech party here. Don't count him out. He's been strong. He's been good in the heats. That's Zahorsky saying, let's get this all sorted. Let's get into position. Let's get the racing underway. Zahorsky, Lukscheider, Skamla, Novotny. There is Novotny starting in 4th place. This should be an epic final coming up. So Zahorsky going, right, come on. Let's get into position. Let's get this racing started. Zahorsky knows he needs to be at his absolute best here because Luxheider, Skamla, Novotny are not going to go anywhere. They are going to put the pressure on the multiple world champion. Well, the paddock absolutely packed with riders that didn't make the final. The women's riders are there, women's field are there watching on. They're all out of the water. And Zahorsky getting everyone into position. These men are all super experienced in this sport. And Zahorsky just say, yeah, let's slow it down a little bit. 10-lap race. Zahorsky, the best in the business at organising these starts and managing the speed through this start procedure. He's got to watch though. Luxheider has been starting so well. Now are we going to get underway? The second group 7 down to 12 don't look like they're quite in position, but yet there's still a bit of movement there from Zhulin Xing and Damien Kadlec. But it's winding up. Nope, not going to happen this time. Kim Min-song taking his time. He is in 6th place. Watch for Zhulin Xing starting 7th. So we're going to rerun the fun. See if we can get away at the second time of asking here for the men's final, this 10-lap race. 4 more laps than they've been racing throughout the heats. Just adds that little bit more to the physical challenge of the race as well. Top 6 at the first time when we attended the start were all in pretty good position. It was 7 down to 12 that didn't quite get in a position got to get themselves all organised, and hopefully we get underway this time of asking. Watch out for Luxheider and Skamla, positions 2 and 3. But Zahorsky's going to have that inside line, gives him the best run into the first turn, and he can pick his split. He's been popular. The right-hand split has been popular. We do get racing. It is a good start from Lukas Zahorsky. Luxheider sitting in 2nd place right now. Skamla has got to watch. There's a rider on the inside. It is Novotny that might just have got up into 3rd place, but Zahorsky going into that right-hand split, which has been his favourite split, and then there is that clear exit, that clear run. It's going to be super tight between Zahorsky and Luxheider, but Zahorsky has the advantage round at the final turn, completes the first lap. Luxheider in 2nd place. And these two have such great pace out on the water. They've got to manage yourself through these 9 laps. Novotny up into 3rd. Skamla in 4th. Novotny moving up a spot from the start. Let's see it again. Oh, there was contact at the back of the pack. I think that involved Hassan Baubas there. So Baubas in big trouble out of the start. It's Zahorsky on his 2nd lap coming in to the splits. Less than a second between himself and Luxheider after the first lap. So what does Zahorsky do here? Does he go in for the long lap, or if he doesn't, does Luxheider go? Maybe it's a good opportunity to do it on lap number 3. And Zahorsky, yeah, just turning in. So Zahorsky on his first long lap of the race leader. On lap number 3, it put 3 seconds on to Novotny, who's up into 2nd. Luxheider going for the long lap on the first, on his 2nd lap of the race. wonder if Zahorsky realised that and wanted to get his long lap out of the way, first long lap out of the way early. So Luke Scheider will work his way back through the field. There's Zahorsky. Again, you see in MotoSurf, the riders just constantly watching. Where is everybody else? Where are the rest of the field? There is Novotny. He's now in the provisional race lead, but hasn't taken a long lap yet. Content just to let it play out. Novotny onto lap number 4. The Czech rider. Does he go for it here? Hasn't taken one yet. If I was Novotny, maybe think about staying out a little bit longer and see, just let the race sort of find its shape. Jin Shulin, another who hasn't taken a long lap yet. Neither has Hassan Bobas. Well, Lucas Zahorsky and Alex Luke Scheider have, and there's just a second and a half or so between Zahorsky and Luke Scheider. Second long lap between those two riders is going to be absolutely key. Kim Min Song sitting down in 6th at the moment. Novotny on lap number 4. So Novotny on the 5th lap of the race. Long laps taken early in the field in this 10-lap race. Give yourself a little bit of time. There is the distance between Lucas Zahorsky and Alex Luke Scheider. Not a lot between them. So this is all-out attack from both of these riders, and Zahorsky going for his second long lap. Luke Scheider not going for it there. So Zahorsky, provisional race leader, in for his second long lap on lap number 5 of 10. Novotny staying out, and you'll see that Zahorsky's gone for the long lap just when you come through the opening turn of the lap. You can see those riders on the long lap, and now Novotny goes in for a long lap. He's been out in front a lot of this race, but he's got to get the long laps in. And on lap number 6, that is what he's doing. But it's Zahorsky and Luke Scheider that we want to see, because Zahorsky getting that second long lap in now. 2 seconds his advantage over Alex Luke Scheider when they crossed the line. There is Luke Scheider out in front of Novotny. So Luke Scheider with the number 2 on his shorts goes for his long lap now. So both the two men at the front of the race getting these long laps out of the way, with plenty of racing still to come. We're on lap 6 of 10 here in the World Games qualifier in Fujairah. Novotny bided his time. Tactically it could work. He's got man in front of him, Julien Ching, who's started in 7th. Down the field at the moment, not seeing much of Mark Andrews. Canada down in 11th. So Novotny through the finish line onto the 7th lap of the race. On my calculations, Novotny still has another long lap to go, and that is what he takes now. So Novotny getting his second long lap out of the way. Both Luke Scheider and the man that was in the lead, Lucas Zahorsky, first and second, have got their 2 long laps out of the way. Hassan Bobas, another that's still to add another long lap. He had problems out of the start, did the man front Q8. Kim down provisionally in 3rd place, but another long lap to come for Kim down. Oh, and we've got nearly an issue there, but Novotny managing to stay upright. So Novotny with long laps done, but likely to drop behind this man, Lucas Zahorsky, coming through to complete lap number 7. So Lucas Zahorsky and Alex Lukscheider, the two athletes that we want to focus on, battling for these two Czech spots. Looking to see where this all shapes up. Zhang Maizhu putting a good race together as well. There is Alex Lukscheider, still chasing down Lucas Zahorsky. You can see both in the split section. Zahorsky with that advantage, so Zahorsky still in top spot, has come through to complete lap 8 onto lap number 9. These are the two men at the front of the race. They've both done their 2 long laps. It is a straight up battle on the circuit for these two men. Lukscheider just seeing if he can close in those just a fraction less than 2 seconds, 1.9 between Zahorsky and Lukscheider. Novotny 4 seconds back. The Czechs first, second and third. Kim Min-song in 5th place at the moment. Kim down, still has a long lap to take. But on lap 9, and Lucas Zahorsky is going to come through and take the white flag lap here. Lap 9 completed, and Zahorsky and Lukscheider are on the final lap of the race in the World Games qualifier. The way it is shaping up, and it will be those two men representing Czechia at the World Games. You'd feel for Maciej Novotny, but that is the qualifying procedure, isn't it? Kim Down is out on a long lap at the moment. But Zahorsky, Lukscheider, Novotny, 1, 2, 3 out on the water. There is the man from Czechia leading his countrymen, coming into the split section for the final time. Lucas Zahorsky didn't have the best of starts to the heats, with a bit of a collision. Lost a fin as well, but since then he's won all 3 of his heats, and he comes through and he is going to take the victory in the World Games qualifier. Zahorsky does it. A close race in the end, but it's Lucas Zahorsky who celebrates the victory. Alex Lukscheider coming through in 2nd, with Novotny through in 3rd place. Kim Min-song with a strong race. Didn't see much of him. Had to work hard for it, starting in 6th place, but finishing in 4th. Marek Skamla down in 6th after starting in 3rd place. But in terms of the top 2 for Czechia, it's Zahorsky and Lukscheider. Novotny 3rd in the race, but with just those 2 spots, you feel for him it's so difficult. Well, congratulations. Delivering right when it counts. In Fujairah, the World Games qualifier. Well, all the now. Lucas Zahorsky celebrates a fantastic victory. 2.990 the difference between himself and Alex Lukscheider in 2nd place. Final results, Hassan Bobas finishing down in 12th place, but he has generated that spot for himself and Q8 for the World Games. Mark Andrews starting in 10th, finishing in 8th, and he's off to the World Games as well for Canada. Jin Shulin, the best of the Chinese athletes that have really impressed over the weekend, finishing in the men. finishing in fourth. Fujairah, that is wonderfully hosted us here. Fujairah for hosting us, and of course done a wonderful job, really have looked at the UAE. Thank you to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamad Al Sharqi, the Fujairah Crown Prince, under whose patronage we have had the privilege of being here in Fujairah as well. So congratulations to all of the athletes that have at the weekend, but they have done it. The MotoSurf community putting on a show here in Fujairah. That wraps up all of the racing from myself, Ian Finley. Thank you for putting up with my sneezing, my snotty nose, my broken voice over the weekend. I really appreciate your company. Hopefully see you another time soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.